Does your doors don't have locks? Does your English have it good? You speak English because it's the only language you know. I speak English because it's the only language you know. We're not the same.
I was acting. Or was I?
Murder was the case that they gave me.
With the internet getting more and more hostile and volatile by the minute, I gotta amp up my game. I gotta be able to come back swinging. Otherwise, I might go crazy. So, time to get it from the experts. Why not? Murder by words. I don't even know why people be trying to seriously date rappers anyways and expect them to act right, lol. Lol, why can't we act right? Talking about the famous ones, my bad. I beat my wife because she couldn't bear me a son. If I don't have a son, my lineage will not continue. I gave all 6 of my daughters to the state. I need a son. What should I do? Well, considering that your sperm is what determines the sex of the baby, this is really all your fault and you should be beating yourself, not your wife. Either you are only producing sperm with an X chromosome or your sperm with a Y chromosome are lazy. Either way, sex is determined by the individual sperm that fertilizes the egg. You are the one who is causing the conception of female children. Female children are also part of your lineage. Sons are not the only ones in your lineage. If you truly gave up 6 of your own female children to the state, you should not be allowed to procreate ever again. In my opinion, your wife should leave you. I swear, this has echoes of Henry VIII. I swear. My school district superintendent is making all faculty and staff get vaccinated, or they lose their job. Thoughts? Yes, if you're so callous that you kill children through not being vaccinated, or so ignorant that you consider anti-vax information over science, you have no business teaching children. Try not to murder the children you contact by failure to vax. Best and good luck. Except that millions of adults and a global conspiracy to fool children is far more simple than a magical being delivering presents to every children on Earth with magic technology in an impossible time frame. You're just a side character in Christmas movies. The courts have done it. They have given Liz a high court charging order on her rapist's home to sell. The judges award 425 British pounds against Ashgar Boston back in March. The president is set to confiscate assets from the rape kings, sell them, and hand the cash to the survivors. Rather, ask your girls to wear modest and respectable clothing. Don't blame us, propaganda master. How about don't rape people? A pretty easier demand. Hate words are a crime against humanity and should be treated as such. No genocide is a crime against humanity. Hate words are words. Wrong. Full stop. The Supreme Court and US case law agrees with me, so there's that. Murder by facts. Define hyper-promiscuous, and does that only apply to women? The woman is only 33 and alone? Define alone. Define woman. Someone who covers their drink when they see you walk near them. And he's dead, says Captain Titan. That face when no Adonis belt and no six-pack, but doesn't mean shit without it. Thanks, Fit. 5'8"? No way in hell you're 5'8". Your belly button is clearly lower than the doorknob. They are standard height. My belly button is 8 inches above the center of my doorknob, and I'm 6'11". You're 5'4" at the absolute tallest. What? Why would I lie about my height? Unfit of all places. I don't have to impress you guys at all. Just accept that I'm 6 to 8% body fat and shredded as fuck, even if I am only 5'8". I'm currently using science to prove my hypothesis. I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes when I'm done, and I'll present you all the evidence. And there's a fucking diagram that outlines this whole shebang. Holy shit. My boy did math. I mapped out the 3D space of this image using a linear perspective overlay. The blue line is your position on the x-axis. Purple, the door's position on the x-axis. Green, the belly button height on the z-axis. Orange, doorknob height at the z-axis. Red is just perspective lines, as you can see how every line in the room matches up to help you visualize the 3D space. Your belly button is at least 2 inches lower than the doorknob. Again, doorknobs are standard height using a 6'1" frame as reference. You're roughly 10 inches smaller than me, putting you at about 5'3". In before, I'm autistic, just bored. Fuck it, 4chan. This here's Drama Alert with an insecure prig. First look at GTA 6 female protagonist. She is rumored to be transgendered. Is he Franklin's sugar mama? Rumor source? They pulled it out of their butt. See? Google is free! A fucking Reddit thread with 6 comments that mean amount to spit. 2009 Dodge Journey SXT Sport Utility 4-door, $2,500. Hey Daniel, is this still available? Message sent. Yes. Would you consider donating to a single mom of 7 and homeless? I'll donate some condoms and advice, but I'm not giving you a car for free. Jesus. Why would you be still having kids and be threatened with homelessness? Decisions were made, and definitely not the best ones. By the way, go woke, go broke. If he isn't playing 15th Doctor as well, you lose rating again. For context, this is about Doctor Who. The show was co-produced by a Jewish woman. The first director was Indian and gay. The Pertwee era dealt with a lot of 70s British politics. Many of the female companions are feminists. The show was revived by a gay man, and he's back along with introducing companions of color and from the LGBTQ+ community. In his first era, Eccleston is anti-royal. David Tennant has a non-binary child. He's also Scottish, by the way. And Troughton and Tom Baker wanted the Doctor to be a woman, as did the man who originally created the show. Read excerpt for that time, Political and Social Awareness in Doctor Who, which lists every woke thing this program has done since it began in '63 up until 2017. If it wasn't for the first 9 actors, from Hartnell to Eccleston, Tennant wouldn't be the Doctor. And neither would, what's her name? I forgot. Why are the World Wars called the World Wars when it was only a bunch of white countries beefing over who gets to control and fuck up the world the most? Why does everything white suddenly become the world? Ah yes, the World Wars were white. Remember the white countries of Japan, China, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Iraq, Brazil, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Burma, and Ethiopia in the World Wars? Well, that's because Europe and America had the biggest headlines, basically, which left a lot of the other countries to, well, meddle around for a little bit. Except for Japan. When Japan decided to attack Pearl Harbor, and I recorded this the day after the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, then it got a little less white-centric. I'm racking my brain for a historical parallel to the courage and fighting spirit of the Ukrainians and coming up empty. How many people have ever stood their ground against an aggressor like this? It's legendary. Lakota, Cheyenne, Seminole, Pueblo, the Chiricahua, the Confederacy under Tecumseh, the Chickamauga Cherokees, Ristic Muskogees, Pequot, the Wampanoag. Running out of characters, but here's me gesturing broadly to the indigenous people of North America. We didn't need to be told don't try this at home when we were kids because we weren't freaking idiots. So the generation of kids that made magnetic refrigerator doors necessary and is the reason toy stores no longer sell lawn darts or M&A firecrackers. Yeah, the previous generation was indeed that stupid. Are you really gonna plug your show like an ad right in the middle of the vid? Shameless. Yes, I am, Kyle, says Lewis Spears, because it's my show. How the fuck else am I supposed to tell people about it? Would you rather I paint it on the walls underneath a tunnel in a secret location so no one can see it? To avoid annoying you in the future, Kyle, I'll advertise my show somewhere you'll never see it. Like in the arms of a woman who loves you. Fuck! Anthony Bourdain had this right. Once you've been to Cambodia, you'll never stop wanting to beat Henry Kissinger to death with your bare hands. Considering a while ago, Henry Kissinger did die. You will never again be able to open a newspaper and read about that treacherous, prevaricating, murderous scumbag sitting down for a nice chat with Charlie Rose or attending a black tie affair for a new glossy magazine without choking. Witness what Henry did in Cambodia, the fruits of his genius for statesmanship, and you will never understand why he's not sitting in dock at The Hague next to Milosevic. While Henry continues to nibble nori rolls and ramaki at A-list parties, Cambodia, the neutral nation he secretly and illegally bombed, invaded, and undermined, then threw it to the dogs, is still trying to raise itself up on its one remaining leg. That's why a lot of people celebrated Henry Kissinger's death. Girls be like, 1 year with the love of my life, and this'll be the pick. What's wrong here exactly? OP is jealous because people can fall in love for looks and or personality, of which they have neither. This is why you thrive on Twitter. It's the perfect medium for you. Very superficial and oriented to the public and not experts. Well, this guy says I'm an expert. In Provoked, how America started the new Cold War. With Russia and the catastrophe in Ukraine, Scott Horton delivers on his thesis. This book is a necessary, timely, critically important antidote to Western war propaganda, which posits that Russia invaded Ukraine for reasons that have nothing to do with Western influence. By meticulously charting the history of the conflict since the Cold War, Horton shows how the United States squandered a potential opportunity for long-term peace with Russia by encircling it with new NATO members in violation of repeated American pledges not to push the military alliance beyond the old Iron Curtain. Horton is no Russia apologist. He clearly blames Russia for its bloody conduct while informing readers clueless from Western media about the tragic, stupid roots of the conflict. Max Abrams, professor of political science at Northeastern University. Hey Riley, remember the time you advocated for banning trans women from women's chess? World Chess Organization bans biological males from competing in women's events. Riley Gaines responds, of course I do. I worked alongside leadership within to make sure of it. Women's opportunities are meant for women, full stop. Men shouldn't be in women's category in chess, pool, or any sport. Why even have women's category in the first place if men can play wherever they want? I don't think arguing that trans women have an unfair advantage in chess because cis women are dumb is the feminist stance you think it is. When you try to say transgenders in sports has an unfair advantage and you wind up going with the old women is dumb from like 1955. Whoops. This leg vehemently stands with women having the right to choose. Water is wet and abortion kills a human being. Thomas, not even your first talking point is correct. Water is not wet. What water touches is wet. I'm confident I have a lot more experience in making things wet than you do. That boy got sunk harder than the Edmund Fitzgerald. Almost half the Gen Z are germaphobes and hand wash 10 times or more daily. Damn, that's wild. I wonder if there was any kind of collective life-changing traumatic event that happened that made them this way. Like, say, in the spring of 2020. Happy Ramadan! Here's a picture of bacon. Notice you insult our holiday and we're on bother, but if a cup says happy holidays in December, your white ass gets as heated as the bacon. You're also thinking possibly Jewish? I think there's a rule about not having pork. I know it's one of the major religions that prohibits pork, but I can't remember which one. I wake up at 4 a.m. every day for years while I was building my business and still have a full-time job. If you want it, you'll find a way. No excuses. You run an internet marketing agency with 48 followers on Instagram. I'm asleep. I hate how sexual the world has become. There is an orgy depicted in the Sistine Chapel. The Romans used to have holidays dedicated to sex. Concubines and royal courtesans were the norm. Stone Age humans had sex toys. The Kama Sutra was written about 400 BCE, and Cleopatra owned a dildo. read a book, and calm the fuck down. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who was convicted in the death of George Floyd, was seriously injured and hospitalized after a prison stabbing. Hopefully the prisoners thoroughly investigate themselves to determine if there was any wrongdoing. Laura Trump, finally available everywhere. Oh, her cover of I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. I played this for my dogs, and afterwards they ran to the garage, grabbed some fireworks, and told me next time shoot off those instead of playing your song. David Berkowitz, that you? Oh, shit, I forgot how to convert 1.85 to 185. OP must be American or dumb. Same thing. All I'm hearing is wham wham, my country doesn't have the 6th biggest pyramid in the world. Fix your hearing then. Why should I care about the opinion from someone likely living off of American taxpayer money? Basically, no one lives off of American taxpayer money except for corporations. You can't even feed your own homeless or pay for healthcare with that money. But when it comes to killing with American taxpayer money, that is a different story. By the way, what kind of flex is having the 6th largest pyramid? Sounds like you're having a hard time coming up with upsides to living in your country. If you know me, you know I'm committed to truth and fairness. Here's the truth. Not a single authentic user on X saw IBM's, Comcast's, or Oracle's ads next to the content in Media Matters article. 2 users saw Apple's ad next to the content, at least one of which was Media Matters. Data wins over manipulation or allegations. Don't be manipulated, stand with X. I feel like your character would have 3 lines tops when they make a TV miniseries about this. It'd probably be done by like an intern or something. Do you like anal? Uh-oh, that's an inside thought that we said out loud. That's not how we make friends, and that was not a good choice, sir. How about we make a better choice next time? Let's reflect together. Does this game exist? Second Life is not a game. It is a multi-user virtual environment. It doesn't have points, or scores, or winners, or losers. Oh, it definitely has losers. This is a call-out post. I have a Second Life account. You just made food. You're at the table. Laptop open. What are you watching first? 2 fucking unskippable ads, you pricks! Thank God I don't want to keep paying for premium. Brother, you pay for Twitter. Normies trying to avoid the mountain of proof that the conspiracy theorists were right about everything. Biden, still president. Clinton, still not in jail. Trump, still not in the White House. FEMA alert killing everyone through their phones on October 4th? Nope. The storm still never came. The Great Awakening is still napping. JFK is still dead. JFK Jr. is still dead. Pizzagate still fake. The Holocaust still real. Moon landings still happened 6 times. Hunter's laptop still just dick pics. Twitter files still nothing. Obama is still Christian and American. Area 51 is just an aircraft testing site. FEMA camps still don't exist. Operation Jade Helm, Texas is still there. COVID is still real. The vaccinated are still alive. The Great Reset still didn't happen. 9/11 has no proof still it was an inside job. The Earth is still round. Chemtrails still just ice clouds caused by a rapid change in air pressure at a high altitude. Climate change is still real and getting worse. The pyramids are just tombs built by humans. Stonehenge was just a temple built by humans. Adrenochrome was just a waste product of adrenaline that was incorrectly hypothesized to be the cause of schizophrenia in the 60s. Princess Diana is still dead and still by accident. Gas stoves is still there. You're just not allowed to have them in a newly built home. Fox News just made up lies and admitted it to court because you dumbasses wouldn't have the balls to look it up to see if they lied or not. You just took it at face value. And Q is still a 4chan troll. Jimmy Kimmel to host the 2024 Oscar ceremony. Who cares? Well, nobody does. That's why we posted it. So everyone can take their time to post that nobody cares. It's a public service to the nobody cares crowd. Breaking news. Apple had just reportedly halted advertising on X after Elon Musk backed an anti-Semitic post. Apple's following IBM and in the last few hours Lionsgate to pull ads. Tesla market cap slashed $40 billion since he retweeted to the anti-Jewish post. We're on it, 3PET. Ridiculous. Cancer culture is still alive. Is this you, Bob, saying about Bud Light, Barron, Anheuser-Busch seeing $27 billion gone in shares near the bear market? An article by Fox News. Hi, I'm Caitlyn Jenner, and I'll say it, retarded. Hey, Caitlyn, you're missing a D here. Minnesota officials ready for potential feral pig invasion. Well, the Packers game isn't until December 31st, so they have a lot of time to prepare. But you literally just judge all Nazis as assholes. My grandfather, my grandmother, their families and friends were all involved with the party. They're also the kindest, most wonderful people I met, yet you've already judged them based on a group generalization. I love to introduce them to my great-grandparents, but they were gassed in a concentration camp, but I'm sure they're great. On one hand, people can pretty much develop a sense of, oh God, I fucked up. I thought I was doing good, but I was lied to. But on the other hand, it's kind of hard to whitewash one of the worst genocides in America. I was about to say American history, but world history. The type of guys girls be given a chance, yet I've been single for years.
Huh?
It's surprising girls give guys like this, who get mad over pixels, a chance, and not a hard-working guy who actually makes something of their lives. Oh my God, here's one of the poor little good boys. Bro, be fucking for real. If you've been single for years, as you're whining about, perhaps you aren't a good catch as you think you are. Go cry about your loneliness somewhere else. Bye. Pride 1 month. Veterans 1 day. Our veterans deserve more.
Shall I summarize?
February 3rd, National Military Chaplains Day, 4 Chaplains Day. February 19th, Coast Guard Day. March 3rd, Navy Reserves Day. March 13th, K-9 Veterans. March 25th, Medal of Honor Day. March 29th, Vietnam Vets Day. April 5th, Gold Star Spouses Day. April 4th, Air Force Reserves Day. April 23rd, Army Reserves Day. May 1st, Silver Star Banner Day. May 12th, Military Spouse Day. May 13th, Children of Fallen Patriots Day. Third Saturday in May, Armed Forces Day. May 29th, Memorial Day. June 6th, the D-Day anniversary of the Normandy landings. June 14th, Army Day. June 23rd, Coast Guard Auxiliary Day. July 27th, Korean War Veterans Day. August 4th, Coast Guard Day. August 7th, Purple Heart Day. August 29th, Marine Forces Reserve Day. September 15th, 2023, Prisoner of War Missing in Action Day. September 18th, Air Force Day. September 24th, Gold Star Families Day. October 13th, Navy Day. October 26th, National Day of the Deployed. November 10th, Marine Corps Day. November 11th, Veterans Day. December 7th, the anniversary of the Pearl Harbor bombings. December 13th, National Guard Day. December 16th, National Wreaths Across America Day. December 20th, Space Force Day. May is Military Appreciation Month. April is the month of the military child, and November is Military Family Month, Warrior Care Month. And gay men have been served in every war ever with zero conflict between LGBTs and armed forces appreciation, except the one made up in your fucking head. Hey, ChatGPT, would you like some tea bag? Your site, formerly Twitter, is valued at $19 billion, while OpenAI is valued at $29 billion. You might want to sit this fucking out, Elon. Jordan P.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Peterson. Hey there, Antifa clowns and mass cowards. A bit of history. Fascist is from the Latin fasces, which means bind together. Corporate, government, and media collusion is fascist by definition. Why then don't you protest at WEF? Because that's the fascism you adore. Oh, Jordan, I'm here to inform you that we would live in a world where literal etymology defined the modern use of any word, then I'm glad to inform you the name Jordan originates from the Hebrew Yarden, meaning to go down. You can and will, by definition, suck it! GPT-4 responds to Elon Musk's criticism. GPT-4, more like GPT snore. When it comes to humor, GPT-4 is about as funny as a screen door on a submarine. Humor is clearly banned at OpenAI. just like the many other subjects that it censors. It's why you couldn't tell a joke if it had a goddamn instruction manual. It's like a comedian with a stick so far up its ass it could taste the bark. Elon, if I had $1 for every time I outsmarted you, I could bail out Twitter. Oh God. Google should not be used in school or taught in school. Computers and the internet have ruined kids. Well, be a good role model and get off the internet then.
Go outside, touch grass! Holy fuck!
Not dead yet.
I don't want to hear no housewife talk unless you can watch Kevin Samuels without rolling your eyes. Isn't he a twice divorced deadbeat dad that died under a hooker? Don't think he's the person to be listening to for relationship advice. Can this teenager use a rotary phone? Oh, look at these stupid kids. They can't use a rotary phone. They can't use a phone book. It's almost as if technology advances and older things slowly become useless and obsolete. Kind of like Ellen DeGeneres. God, she was so much more tolerable in her sitcom days. I'm pretty sure our entire culture is heterophobic. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people yell at my wife and I for holding hands. We hold it together most days. When our families kidnapped us and put us into a conversion camp, I just broke down and finally accepted to me the Trinity of God, Dick, and the Holy Spirit.
You've come.
I have come.
No matter how much hate we receive, us true zoophiles will always stand proud. Call us animal abusers all you want, but you don't know us. You only choose to shun us instead of reason. I'm fully prepared for the hate for using the tag Pride Month. This isn't your fucking Pride Month, it's ours. You don't belong in the LGBT community, so don't use our Pride Month to celebrate your desire to commit bestiality. God, those people make furries look so worse than it should be. What's Fortnite? Call me on the telephone. I'll give you a million reasons to play, you and I.
Who are you again?
Islam is a lie. I am an ex-Muslim. Jesus is the only way. Oh, what sect are you part of? Nahari or Palau? I think my family is Palau. Bro, I listed you food dishes. You fell for it. You think I'm pretty? Lamau, no, I do. I do think you're very pretty, but what I am not is one of those oaks that will give you a free ride just because you have your looks as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Look, I get it. You were raised by a society that thinks you should be celebrated for just existing. I'm not part of that society. You're vacuous, you're inattentive, you're an egomaniac, you're conceited almost beyond belief. To think that your distinct lack of personality is made up for the fact that you're pretty and spend a lot of time squatting. We have nothing, and I mean nothing in common. You don't read. You can't tell me what your favorite movie is. You're a Cardi B fan. You have no interest in sport other than the footballers and now Formula One drivers that you enjoy objectifying. Your favorite car is whatever's popular. Your favorite drink is what other people are buying you. And no, just no. It staggers me that you went through so much effort to get my number from your bra after meeting me once to be this person. You clearly do not know me at all and made little to no effort to, in this time, to do so. So, yes, you are pretty. Very pretty. But I'm pretty as fuck too. So, what makes me chase you? It's not enough to just be pretty. It's nothing. Being friends with kids is fine, but you just have to realize that they're kids. You can't treat them the same way as adults, and under no circumstances should you be attracted to them. You say that like attraction is something people have control over. Are you saying that if you hang around anyone long enough, even children, you become attracted to them? Because that sounds like a you problem. And a very illegal problem too. I pay €12 for a seat, but a window isn't included in the deal. Read that again, but slowly. Got on the Glasgow subway at Byers Road to the south side, but I couldn't work out if I was going in the right direction. If for fear, there's a sign inside the coach, only it's in Gaelic, and me, like 99% of the population, can't read or speak it. The advertisement is for a website relating to the Gaelic language and learning Gaelic. However, the original poster had chosen to crop this shit out. If I managed to get on the wrong train on the Glasgow subway, I would simply not criticize any decision anyone ever made for the rest of my life.
And that's what I call unloading with both barrels.
Aren't elements typically end in ium? American grammar rules are weird. He says, English-speaking American. It's called English, and it was created in Britain, and it's usually 3 languages trying to disguise themselves as one language with a trench coat. I am shocked you were admitted, says this guy. You're a professor at Georgetown. What pieces of shit are in higher education teaching our kids right now? It's so hideous, it's actually insane. Yes, I've written several well-regarded books, none of them piggybacking on my parents. I went through something called a job search, and then something called promotion review, twice. All processes governed by what's called professional standards. Info available online. Know how to find an atheist? They'll tell you. Yes, those atheists wearing atheist necklaces and atheist earrings and building gigantic atheist monuments and congregating to yell aloud how much they love atheism and going around the world to different countries to tell people they should be atheists and making sculptures of the first atheist and painting pictures of the first atheist and screaming to random strangers how they love atheism. Yeah, it's the atheists who do that. Found a... Honey, you need to use my tweezers to find your dick. Oh, sweetheart, I'm a grown man with a beautiful wife and kids, so little dick insults have zero effect on me, but if you like to send those tweezers over, I gladly pluck a couple pubes out so you can sprinkle them on your head where your hairline used to be. Now kindly crawl out of my DMs, you fucking White Walker. A late passenger tried to jump onto a moving train but fell under the train. Oh, he's late, all right. Electrical lines and trains in India. Name a better combo. Oh, gun school kids in America? I'm trans female myself. I don't know much about other genders, but I know that there are like non-binary people and other genders too. They don't exist. Where have you seen animals that don't have any gender? They just don't exist. Bro, took it personally. Kinda, yes. Jesus didn't die on that. Oh, we're just gonna stop you right fucking there? Because you brought Jesus into this mix, and I don't think I'm gonna take you any more seriously. I'm just gonna skip right to... The Bible doesn't say that. It says love thy neighbor. You yourself are going against the Bible. And notice how he never responded after this. Supposedly this thing is satire, but with the internet I can't really tell, so we'll just treat it as if it's real. The female mind, the beta mind, and the liberal mind are all the same. None of them can comprehend the levels of alpha male in this one photo. Every woman within 100 miles of this photo just covered their drink. There is a Scientific American report on how there used to be rarely any attacks by wildcats before some people in the bureaucracy got the idea of relocating every animal spotted. Needless to say, these cats were replaced by other wildcats who had less experience living besides humans, and the attacks increased. This has to be one of the best answers on Reddit. There is a rule in expository writing regarding the active avoidance of cliches and banalities. One that is very, very elementary on the list of taboos is the ghastly, needless to say. There's no need to say it, don't say it. Why would you want to utter a needless phrase? The answer is most likely you just repeated a banal phrase that you're really not understanding and that you picked it up like a dirty rag and then retained for some inexplicable reason. I've been a university writing instructor for 27 fucking years. I have no problem telling you that your writing makes you sound like an uppity D-bag. Did you forget that audience awareness is job number 1? Formal writing may frown on such phrases, but are fine for casual writing, particularly where someone wants to sound like a person and not a bot or a newly sprung grad student with a teaching assistantship taking it way too seriously. But congratulations on finding a cliche on Reddit. By the way, there was no need for your comment, but there you are commenting. Ouch. The fucking irony. ChatGPT's performance over previous natural language machines is certainly not trivial, but it passing an MBA exam among other assessments of those types is hardly a surprise or even a reason to catastrophize. What the fuck kind of word? The situation in the way people have been doing for the last month or so. You are so misinformed and yet so confident. I'm an actual research scientist in AI, and I can tell you ChatGPT's performance is a staggeringly poor. Prior language models made very little progress on long-form question answering and understanding even when trained on the exact data set the questions were drawn from. ChatGPT was trained on the entire internet and is able to not only understand complex questions but give high-quality answers consistently. This is a massive step forward and unlocks entirely new industries. The methods they develop, fine-tuning, self-supervised language models, using reinforcement learning from human feedback alone, a huge deal. Just because you're contrarian doesn't mean you're fucking right. Am I the only one that doesn't like to see a lady's panty liners? This wardrobe malfunction is a turnoff for me. And look at me, I use a fancy word. What if, and hear me out on this, what if turning you on isn't every woman's fucking goal? You lonely sack of shit. Oh boy, the XQC bullshit. Fuck me, I knew this was gonna come. Okay, let's get this over with. When I think about what scumfuck degenerate content parasites look like, I don't think I could possibly create parody more on the nose than, well, that. Huh? I bet those are fucking fake as well too. You literally prove their point, Lumfow. How stupid are you? Prove their point, speedrun record. Your soul remains empty. Your bank account relates. You can fit your home with expensive things, but you're still empty as a person. Why does your haircut look like this dog? Oh dear, your brain age is a little underwhelming. Bro, literally letting money get to his head. Imagine having so much money, can't even take care of themselves, drive, have a meaningful relationship, or friends, but you have a cool watch, keep it up. Now your 12-year-old audience makes sense. Jesus, if fucking McNasty is calling your shit out. Saber Spar with a fuck. Oh god, someone tried to hit him with the curse of the Pharaoh. All the money in the world can't buy a wife that loves you or a decent fucking haircut, apparently. Oh, he attended a relationship multiple times, that's for sure. It just becomes plainly obvious that he has no actual personality and most of his appeal comes from his bank account. Women don't truly love for, well, him. Alright, no need to kill him, man. He already committed suicide. Cops canceled by Paramount Network, Live PD returned, evaluated by A&E. If you say I can breathe, you're breathing. I am a speech language pathologist. One of the things we specialize is in voice and respiratory support for speech. I can unequivocally tell you, you can vocalize on an exhale with residual air, even if you are then unable to inhale. What an asinine fucking argument. At the peak of COVID, April 12, 2020, the NHS had 4 times more empty hospital beds than normal. One of the facts is that COVID inquiry does not seem very interested in. Beds don't provide care for people, Fraser. If they did, John Lewis and Benson's would have led our COVID responses. If your Catholic motherfuckers were really so interested in God's design, you would develop a theological appreciation of beetle biology. Really? Just say fucking anything on here, huh? British evolutionary biologist and geneticist J.B.S. Haldane quipped that if a god or divine being had created all living organisms on Earth, the creator must have an inordinate fondness for beetles. Beetles, Phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, order Coleoptera, I think I'm trying that right, account for a greater number of species than any other single group of living animal. Approximately 1 out of every 4 animal species on Earth is a beetle. Chardia would drown in the depths of your ignorance. Jesus. There is nothing toxic about your masculinity. If I say flat tire, it refers to a tire that's flat. It does not suggest that all tires are flat. But there are tires that are flat and should be dealt with. Saying toxic masculinity refers to a type of masculinity that is toxic. It does not suggest all of it is toxic. Men should be aware of the existence of toxic masculinity versus healthy type, so they can see to be the kind of men who make people around them better and serve the world. Mass shootings where 4 or more people are killed or injured by country in 2023. France, Japan, South Korea, UK, Italy, Germany, all totaling 4. Meanwhile, in the USA, 565. The vast majority of these shootings are inner-city black crime. France has cities and black people as well, and so does UK, Germany, and Italy too. Europe isn't just little white villages with singing white people. But you know what the EU doesn't have? Regular gun massacres. And Swiss is armed to the teeth, yet they still have better control than us Americans. The average landmass of those countries is around 301,501 square kilometers, closest to the size of Montana, who had 0 mass shootings. But tell me where land starts shooting people with AR-15s. Did you try to compare sodomy to eating pork? This theologically is actually fine because all sin is equal in God's eyes. Hey, yeah, we did. They're both in the book, so who are you to choose which is better? Are you saying you're God? Well, you don't get AIDS from eating pork. Nature is trying to tell you something. Show me where AIDS is in the Bible. You can get AIDS from heterosex too, kid. AIDS don't give a fuck. That's the point. Life is temporary and hard. Do your best and get into religion and don't leave no matter what. It's all for that afterlife. Life is short and the afterlife is long. You're a loony. The hell happened? Why did I even get downvoted to hell? Ah, well, it's Reddit saying it's okay for you to mess up because it's just a test that is apparently hated. You got downvoted to hell because that's where people like you think people like me belong. Did you just assume that I think so? You legit have no point in that. All I said is that life is short while the afterlife is long. You should work for the afterlife. True, I assumed the hell thing, but you also want people to dedicate themselves to a belief that the only life we get does not matter. I cannot English for the life of me. Is that even fucking right? Does matter, however. You have to work to your afterlife just as your life. Live your life, go do wild stuff, but also remember your afterlife. That's just it. There is none. And if you believe, I challenge you to prove it. No need to. It's not my loss if you go to hell. You got downvoted to hell because that's where people like you think people like me belong. And you just assume I think so. You legit have no point, and all I said that life is short while after life is long, so you should work for your afterlife. No need. It's not my loss if you go to hell. Looks like me assuming just made an ass out of you and not me. You're trying to destroy the efforts of countless AI researchers and feeling smug about it. Blocking human progress to benefit the individual, and you have the audacity to virtue signal. You're crying that somebody put hot sauce on the lunch you stole from the work fridge. That's a hell of a good comparison. A woman's intuition is never wrong. Way too many single mothers for this to be true. I see the trans profile pic. OP really thought real life was Reddit. Holy shit, looking at your comment history, you are the most desperate, fragile individual I have seen on this app. You are so obviously in pain. Even the slightest hint of criticism sends you into a raging spiral. Every opinion you express is always the most hyperbolic, cartoonishly spiteful version of your position that you could possibly come up with. Millions of people go through what you go through every day, and the majority of them still manage to act like halfway decent people. Wouldn't it be nice to have people actually want to be around you? It's not beyond your ability to make that happen. Now is it? Nigerian men are actually more stingy than Ghanaians? You must have begged across countries to figure this out. I celebrate you. Have you ever wondered why the Wikimedia Foundation wants so much money? Certainly isn't the need to operate Wikipedia. You can literally fit a copy of the entire text on your phone. So what's the money for? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay then, fuckface. The Wikimedia Foundation is a charitable non-profit providing free access to Wikipedia. While a text and English-only copy of Wikipedia is about 51 gigabytes, including all media and supported languages, it totals to 428 terabytes. In 2022, Wikimedia had $154 million in revenue with $145 million in expenses. That's what the money's for. You need to re-examine the Word of God. Nowhere does it condone killing your unborn child. Numbers 15:11-31. Instructions for how to perform the abortion. Hosea 9:14. Prayers for God's female enemies to suffer miscarriages. And Joshua 6:21. God tells Israelites to kill every child and pregnant woman in a city. Oh, and let's not forget, the Bible has songs about splattering the infants of Israel's enemies against the rocks in Psalms 137:9. Oh, and let's go to the second book of Samuel 12:13-18 about how God himself murdered David's infant son to his infidelity, and the countless babies in Genesis 6-7 and Exodus 11. Oh, why can't you just say you are against killing babies? Why do you have to BS about the Bible being against it? I am sore. I have been going at this recording for about hour 12.
Please sit down and have fun. Just sit down and have fun, damn it.
Downvote me all you want, but that's what lack of religion does to people. There is no moral anchor anymore. People don't even realize when they are erring and why. There is no line drawn anywhere. So, is that why priests rape and molest children? Not enough religion? Boys literally have zero excuses for not having communication skills because I've seen y'all play video games together and you describe where you're at like it's life or death. Well, that's because our teammates actually communicate back. Won't work as well if we say, hey Jensen, are you pinned down? And he responds with, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. You shouldn't be over here anyways, but whatever, I'm not upset or anything. Steak Friday! A bit overkill, lol. Hey, Rick, got a working toilet at home? Cause you're dumping so much crap on this professional social network, I'm starting to think you're trying to fertilize your own little corner of the internet garden. One of the many replies destroying Sniper Wolf. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions, inexcusable. Sorry. And I'm just gonna stop right there and just go straight to the comeback. Let's see, you doxed the creator. You did wildly inappropriate things with minors that people could see as predatory behavior, and the fact that you still have a platform monetized or not disgusts me as a former fan of yours. Sorry, I can't accept this apology. This isn't even an oopsie, I did something I shouldn't have. One is federal crime, and the other is a possible crime because I'm very careful of using that certain word. Ryan Macbeth's video on how to dissect these attacks from an intelligence standpoint is pretty good. Well, I wouldn't put too much weight behind Ryan Macbeth. He got stuff wrong so many times before, and he never wants to admit it. I used to follow him, but you got to be accountable when you cover events like this. When people die and many others, they react strongly to such assertions. If you can't admit your faults, you're just making the problems worse. Hi, I'm the person you're talking shit about. Here's a list of me never once admitting that I'm wrong. Where I was wrong and I got a Mac, where I was wrong about cluster munitions, where I was wrong about Russia using Mad Max MTLBs, and made a mistake in this morning's video, which thank you, Samed. If you're gonna lie about me, you may not want to do it on a subject that is so easily refuted. Some food for thought. Girl looking like Greta Thunberg, that kinda explains everything. Greta's desperate to try to move out of your head, but the rent is unbeatable. Really? Decriminalizing all drugs? So when a violent crime is committed by someone high on drugs, for instance, driving high and vehicular homicide occurs, or going into a violent rage while on meth, the law has its hands tied and the victim of the crime has less rights than a drug user? Exactly! When they legalized alcohol, we literally stopped arresting people for driving drunk. You can literally kill someone while drunk, and they can't even arrest you. Just say alcohol is legal, and they have to let you go. And you realize how dumb that sounded? Because that shit doesn't fucking happen. Netflix plans to open brick and mortar locations. Oh boy, should we tell Netflix how this ends? Well, if they're lucky, there'll be one remaining location that never got a close the shit down letter, and that could be like a museum, but also a B&B. Lady Mandalorian's boob armor. Come on, seriously, you're right. Armor should totally be manufactured exclusively to feed the male body, and women should cram uncomfortably into it, because denying our own body contours to achieve a male-inspired standard is somehow consistent with feminist ideals. God, ain't she a bitch. Allah and Ram are comic book characters. They're not real. Dude, how can Allah be a comic book character if he isn't allowed to be drawn in any way, shape, or form? The war on inflation is over. We won at a very little cost. It's a good thing we don't need like food, energy, or shelter to live. Let's wrap this up with this last one. Hi, sorry for the delayed response. I wasn't feeling well. Let me know if you're still interested in seeing me. I could do 1,000 to fuck you raw outside the rest of the night. You seem like the type of guy that drives an older Honda Civic Slam with a loud exhaust. Favorite movie is definitely Fight Club. Small handful of close friends that you've been friends with since elementary, so they're constantly telling people, oh, that's just how he is, he's harmless. And they're constantly apologizing for you everywhere you guys go. And none of your friends that are in serious relationships can have you over anymore or hang out with you because you're such a douchebag. What a good way to end that shit on. Wait, who the hell are you?